And we're live. Hello, regional coordinators. Sorry for the delay. It is the second time I'm recording this video. The first time, apparently, there was no sound. Sorry about that. Sometimes this happens, these technical issues. So I would like to thanks everyone for joining last week's call. And this is a wrap-up call where we're going to highlight what we discussed last week in a shorter and more meaningful video. So let me begin by first of all saying thanking everyone for applying to be a regional coordinator. It's really important to have you with us because we believe that leaders like you will drive the program forward, and it's going to make it more meaningful and more impactful. And if not you, who else is going to support our awesome clubs around the world? So thank you for joining, for being a regional coordinator, for applying to be a regional coordinator. Now on the program, I would like to share with you something that we've been hearing for the past weeks. Since we started working on the new direction of this program, we got a lot of feedback from students, from regional coordinators, for people who are highly invested in colleges, that students are they want to get more skills, they want to learn more new technologies, and that's why they were participating in programs like the Mozilla Campus Clubs. That's why we want to focus more on helping our students of Mozilla Campus Clubs to get more skills, improve their skills, and improve their professional, and this will help them improve their professional career as they move forward and as they graduate. So that's why we're working hard on improving our activities, or adding more activities on cutting-edge technologies. And that's why we're also trying to not partner, but work with open source organization out there. And you know what? In Mozilla, we are the internet, and we are also the open source. We do open source. We love open source, and we want to support the open source ecosystem. That's why through our activities, we want our students to contribute into open source open source projects on around the world. Not only in Mozilla-related products or projects, but also in other meaningful open source projects. And we want people to understand what is open source and why they should contribute in the open source ecosystem. Why does this matter for the ecosystem, but also why does this matter to them, to you students? So you're going to see some things changing in our website. We're going to start changing the wording on the website. We're going to improving our activities because we want to make it more specific around open source. We want to help you have a critical thinking on open source and why you should be part of the open source ecosystem, and why you should contribute to open source projects, and where exactly. Because a lot of people they say they do open source, and they invite you to contribute to open source, but is that true? These are some of the questions that we will answer as we move forward. So yeah, important update. We're focusing, and we're going to support our students to be able to get more skills, improve their existing skills, and as a result, help them contribute into the open source ecosystem. More updates are going to follow soon. So now on the logistics part, on where we are right now. So let me start. Okay, in this call. This call is addressed to everyone who applied to be a regional coordinator. Either they applied and they didn't go through the process yet. Either you're in the training, or you have completed training, submitted the hero plan, and you're active regional coordinator. We're going to go through the process together, and we're going to answer some important questions. First of all, what do you need to be a regional coordinator? First, after you apply, you need to go through the training. So it's a really amazing training on what is Mozilla, what is open source, and some best practices for supporting your clubs. Let me remind you here that regional coordinators are not running clubs. Regional coordinators are responsible for supporting clubs. So your role is to support the club captains of your area. Your role is not to go to the colleges and run events or run activities, unless you want to. So when you sign up, you need to go through the training, which will give you all the necessary resources and help for better supporting your club captains. Then you need to build a year plan. This is the most important step. So year plan, in the year plan, it's really easy. There is a documentation. It's not that hard to do. It just needs some time. So the year plan is a document where you're going to identify or write your personal goals and your personal objectives for supporting the clubs. So for example, around three areas. So what's going to be your goal for having a healthy health clubs in your area? What do you need to do about it? Do you want to have continuous communication with them? Do you need to have to provide them with resources? Do you need to open a channel for feedback with them? So these are all the things that you need. In your year plan, you're going to include all the things you need to do in order to better support your regionals clubs. It, it's super easy, but also super important, because it's going to be a plan for the rest of your academic year, for the rest of the academic year. For example, in Greece, the academic year is until July. So if I start to build a year plan right now, I'm going to do it until July. So this also will help you make sure that you're following, you set up your goals today, and then this document, it's also you can refer to this document in order to make sure, for example, on April, that you are following what you decided, what you've got done, you're following your goals, and it's going to help you be responsible for executing your plan. So yeah, it's about planning for the rest of the year. And it's also a really useful tool if you're a developer or a manager or whatever. It's a useful resource for your personal life or for personal life as well. So sign up, enroll to the training, do the training, complete it, and do a year plan. When the year plan is when you submit your year plan, you upload it into the relevant folder. You are going to be matched with a leader from a person from your region who is going to review your year plan. Don't think of it like something. It's really important, but it's not about reviewing, but also collaborating with your region's leaders in order to come up with a unified and a more efficient plan for your area. So you're going to be matched with a leader from your region who is going to review your plan and add his or her thoughts. And when that process is over, you're officially a club captain. So, sorry, a regional coordinator, and you will be matched with a club captain, or more than one club captain. It depends on your area. So about that, there are areas around the world where either we don't have club captains or we don't have regional coordinators. And if we don't have one of these particular groups, it's really hard. We cannot match them, right? Because, for example, in Greece right now, we don't have any club captains. We don't have any clubs. We have one regional coordinator. So this regional coordinator, Yanis, he needs to wait until a club captain applies to start the club, right? On the other end, though, if you're a club captain and there is not a regional coordinator in your area, all the club captains have received an email on how to proceed, on how to move forward without a regional coordinator for now, which is the same process. They go through the training, they complete the training, they do a year plan. The year plan is be reviewed, preferably by a regional coordinator, and then they can start running their activities. But let me share my screen because I want to show you something really important. All right. Let's see. I hope you're seeing my screen right now. I guess you do. This is the screen. This is our website. This is everything. Here you can find anything anything you need to know about the Mozilla Campus Clubs program. So as I said, we're going to slightly change the first page because we want to make it more focused on open source and on technical contribution. But all the other sub-pages are updated. For example, in the first page, in the About Clubs page, you can find all the necessary information about clubs. What is Mozilla? Why Mozilla? Why Mozilla Clubs? What's our vision for Mozilla Campus Clubs? And also the roles inside the campus clubs. So you can find the regional coordinator role description, the club captain role description, and also the members description. So for regional coordinator and club captains, there is also a link with all the responsibilities that a regional coordinator or a club captain needs to make in order to be to apply for this role. And also we have the executive teams and teaching lead, technology, and product lead. So, and also a brief history of Mozilla on campus. So yeah, moving forward, one of the most important and useful pages is the Get Started page. Here you can find a really nice view of the steps a club needs to make in order to start running activities. So the steps are laid here. What is going to be the first step to apply to start a traditional club? What is going to happen? So all the steps are laid here, so everyone knows what's the next steps, and this is the whole process. So you can check anytime. A club captain can check anytime in which part of the process is currently in, right? So he completed training, awesome. So what's next? He matched with a regional coordinator, awesome. So what's next? Simple as that, right? Going back. FAQ, the most important page. Here you can find all the important questions answered and all the frequently asked questions answered, right? It's a work in progress because every time there is a new question, the question is being replied here and the FAQ is updated. So I fill the registration form. What's next? What can I do until I have been matched with the regional coordinator? When my club is officially recognized as Mozilla Campus Club, right? Everything you need to know is here. And if it's not here, you can go in the bottom and ask your question, right? And I will make sure that I will answer it as soon as possible. Resources. Also important. Here you can find all the necessary resources. The application form for registering a club, the orientation course, the year planning document, guidance, the 2 templates for year planning. If you are a club captain and you want an administration support letter from Mozilla, this is the form you need to apply to fill. Some posters for club captains, everything, and also best practices for running your club. Everything is here. Everything. So you don't need to. Sorry about that. You don't need to look somewhere else. Activities. Here are all the activities that the club should run. So we have 3 basic categories, which is teach, build, and protect. Teach, build, and protect the web, right? Teach the web, build the web, and protect the web. Here are some of our activities, which are going to change soon because we want to have we want to have activities on new technologies and things, and because in technology things are changing rapidly, and we want to follow all the updates and come up with cutting edge technology activities. And as I said, as I already highlighted, it's not about Mozilla, right? Check this out. GitHub November Game Off. This is a new activity. This is an activity around gaming, open source gaming. So this is an activity run by GitHub. It's not about us. It's about contributing into game engines. Also, throw a Rust Hack and Learn event. This is about learning and teaching other people Rust. VR, virtual experience. VR never made so simple. It's really simple. So, and it's not about Mozilla. It's about virtual reality, right? So we're also working on these activities, improving them as well. But as I said, it's not about Mozilla. It's about open source. It's about contributing into the open source ecosystem. and also some other activities around protecting the web, around copyright, fight to change copyright, especially in the EU. There is a law that you need to be aware of and how you can support it. And also Tor on Campus, one of my favorite activities. It's a sort of from the EFF foundation. So it will help introduce you the Tor and how to set up a node. It's a super useful and super interesting activity our students should run. These are the activities. And also Connect. In the Connect page, there is an interactive map with all, not all, but most of the active clubs and regional coordinator at this time we're recording this call. As you might see, some of you are not already here because either you haven't completed your training or you haven't submitted a Europlan. Here are only the regional coordinator and club captains that have completed the training and submitted the Europlan. As soon as you do that, you will be shown up in this map. So here you have only the active regional coordinators and clubs that are under training, right? So, and we are adding people in a bi-weekly base. So if you're not here right now and you complete your training and submit the Europlan tomorrow, you're going to be there in the next 10 days. Yeah. And also the report in this link, the last link, we're going to be the place where students and regional coordinators will report their activities. So it's really important. Regional coordinators will submit a monthly report reporting their activities and also reporting their club's health. And also the club captains will report monthly activity, reporting their monthly activities. If something has changed in their campus, in the club, for example, they have a new executive lead, or they did an event, or they didn't an event, or they just meet, they will report it here. So as I said, everything is on the website. So since I started talking about reporting, I would like to highlight something about clubs. So, you know, the definition of clubs is different around the world. It's different almost in neighbor countries. It's different definitely in Asia, it's different in Africa, it's different in Europe, and it's different in America. So for example, let me give you an example. When I was in university, we had a Linux user group, and it was a technical group. It was like a club. So what did we do for 1 year? How many events? Say a number, just one. 2. For the whole year, we did 2 events, but we were the most active club in Greece. And why is that? So we did 2 events. One was in the beginning. It was a huge introduction to open source and alternative tools for colleges, for universities. It was a success. It was one afternoon, 200 people. It was amazing, simply amazing. And we did also, after 6 months, in Install Fest, we got a room from the university, and we invited people to join us in order to install into their computers a Linux operating system or open source software. So in the meantime, what did we do? But what did we do that it qualify us for the most active club in Greece? So we met regularly. We met in a bi-weekly base. We were meeting in our university's library or in a coffee place. So, and we were working. For example, we had a project. We found out that, not found out, we realized that our university's webpage was bad. Was bad. And responsive? What's responsive? We're talking about 7 years back. So we started thinking and talking, discussing what's the problems that we have as students in our university right now and how we can solve them. So being able to find all the necessary information on our website was really important. So that's why we started working on our website. We were That group was something like we were 5 people only then, and we started working actively on building a new website for our university. And we also in cooperation with our university as well, right? And the website, it's there, it's still there. 7 years later, the website, it's there, and we maintain by our university. It's open source and it's there. So yeah, and we contributed to open source ecosystem because we built something. It's open source, every based on open source tools. It's the code. It's open source. We didn't do anything with anything behind closed doors, right? And we were active. So having a club, it's not only throwing events. It's not only meeting with people, having fun. It is fun. It's really important. Meeting with people. It's connecting with people, networking, but also it's contributing. What's the goal of meeting in a regular base without having an impact or without contributing into the open source world? That's what we want to do, and that's our goal here, and that's why we're working on our activities, and we're working with other organizations around the world, because we want to bring a change. We want to have impact, because we want to create um, critical thinkers, critical thinking people who are going to challenge everything. They are going to uh, they 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 are going to have critical thinking about open source. They are going to start changing the world around them. That's what the vision that we have about Mozilla Campus Clubs, and that's why your role is so important to help students, to help club captains, support them throughout the way, throughout the training, throughout the reporting, throughout their activities. And it's really important to to make them understand that it's not all about throwing events or running activities. It's contributing, it's doing stuff. And also, if you have feedback on the activities that when you're running an activity, your club captain is running an activity, and there is a feedback, you have feedback on how we can change the activity in order to have more impact, or to make the contribution of the students more easy for them to do, or bringing more recognition to students. Just reach out to us. It's really easy to do through the FAQ or through our email, which is campusclubs@mozilla.com. Drop us a line with feedback. Our website is on GitHub, so feel free also to file an issue there, and with changes, or do a pull request. And yeah, that's so easy. So that said, I would like to thank you for joining us, and for joining us last week's call, and looking forward to see you next week. We're going to have a bi-weekly office hour and our call, where every regional coordinator is invited to come and discuss, answer questions, share thoughts. Um, it's an open hour for everyone to join, to participate, and contribute feedback, contribute ideas, and yeah, because together we're going to evolve this program and make it better for everyone, and together we're going to have an impact and change the world of open source, right? Because it's an era where it's unexplored. Right now, students are do they contribute into open source? I'll leave you to think of that. And looking forward to see you next week. You're going to receive an invitation about it. Thanks for watching this recording. If you have any questions, FAQ or via email at campusclubs at mozilla.com. And if you have any, and looking forward to see you soon. Thank you.